Hello everyone, McK here, and welcome back to another Oblivion mod review. Today we're doing Advanced Magecraft by Smoke. Now those of you familiar with the early days of this channel, may or may not realize that I have done this already. However, this was done in like one of the early videos where I would do armor compilations. I would do 2 or 3 sets of armor in one video, and this was thrown into, I believe, the Nexon's armor, throne armor review as kind of a footnote. I didn't really say that much about it, just kind of a really brief overview. And it's such an important mod to me. It's one of my favorite mods, and when I'm rebuilding my Oblivion from like a catastrophic meltdown or something, this is one of the first mods that always gets reinstalled because it's so useful. And it allows me to do things quicker in the game and get more videos recorded, because I don't have to run around and do so much bullshit gathering items, and this just helps immensely. And I'll show you how that works here in a minute. But anyway, this is a utility. I guess you could probably call it a cheat mod. Although depending on how it's used, I guess I don't know. It allows you to do things the game doesn't allow you to normally do, so I guess it's a cheat. What it does is a spell that allows you to switch around enchantments on weapons, add more than one enchantment to weapons and armor, make your own sigil stones, add spells to your inventory from scrolls, and constant effect spells. That's kind of cool. I like it when it goes slow-mo like that. You can see my glowing rings. They just look badass. Okay, so let's get down to what the mod does. Now here we have an example of the constant effect ring that or enchantment that I was telling you about. As you can see, this ring, the ring purple right, has summoned Daedra on self and bound mace on self. So I'm going to equip that right now. And as you can see, it summons a bound mace and a Daedra. Whoops. And if she dies, she comes right back. The timer at the top of the right hand screen will count down, but as long as you take the ring off, these two things ain't going away. Also, it will not let you sheathe your weapon while you have the ring on, so maybe having it hotkeyed would be a good option. Whoops. Put the other one back on. And once I take it off, they go away. It lets you see I have a shadow scroll here. All you have to do is hit spacebar to use it. And I can learn the spell shadow from the scroll. All it does is cost you gold. Everything you do with this spell, except for moving enchantments around, will cost you gold. I can clone things, although certain things cannot be cloned for some reason or another, but they're usually like modded things. One thing I usually clone a lot is gold nuggets. Hit spacebar over them, clone. Let's see. Add 10. So cloning them out 10. You can see up there on the right hand or left hand side of the screen. Took 250 of my gold. And now I have 16 nuggets. I use this for Midas Magic because the gold nuggets are so rare in the game. And, I mean, Midas Magic does kind of give you like a source for them so you can get more, but still it's a huge waste of time to just go around tracking down gold nuggets when you got to find all those other ingredients. Granted, which I didn't really find. I used the console to get a lot of them. But when I did have one of them, in my inventory because I went through all the towns and I just bought up ingredients and stuff and weird shit that Midas Magic needs. When I did have one of them, I would clone them in case I needed more of that later. Like certain spells needed 5 silver daggers, so I would clone 6 of them, keep one, and use the other 5 for the spell. There's a lot of Midas Magic spells like that. It lets you move around enchantments. One good example is, and lets you add more than one enchantment to an item. So here's my cuirass. And all my armor is heavily enchanted, as you can see. None of it came like this. I'm pretty sure that this set is unenchanted. Basically what I do is I install the Sentinel, Legendary Sentinel Weapons and Armor mod, and I like that mod because it comes with a lot of sets that have enchantments like this on it. And even though I like the armors in that, there are armors that I like better. So what I'll do is I'll go up there and I'll grab that armor. I'll do this. Spacebar. Store enchantment. So now you see there's no enchantment on that cuirass. And I'll put it on the black robe. Store enchantment. Voila. And I can do that. I can move it back. I'll move it around if I change armors. Things like that. You can see everything that I've got has like tons of enchantments on it. The one person asked me why I don't get my butt kicked very often when I'm fighting, like just mobs that are modded to hell and they got too many hit points and they're OP. This is why I don't get my ass handed to me. And if you do see me getting my ass handed to me in a video, you know that the mobs are really freaking strong and they're just breaking my armor and shit like that. And let's see. So let me demonstrate the constant effects spells. So let's do Summon Skeleton Guardian. Spacebar. As you can see, I can create a scroll of this as well. Store spell. Go. Spacebar. Restore enchantment. Okay, now we got one with Spider Danger, Bound Mace, and Skeleton Guardian. We'll put that on. And voila. I would just recommend if you're gonna do that constant effect thing. It's not something that I normally use. And when I was experimenting with this before the mod, before I started the video, I tried to put an entire set of bound armor on a ring, like everything, including the sword and shield. I would recommend you not put that many bound things on one item, that you kind of spread it out, like among jewelry or something, like have your robe like that and some jewelry, maybe. Just kind of spread it around 3 or 4 to each ring would probably be a good rule of thumb. It was doing some glitchy stuff like not letting me unequip the armor even though I'd taken off the ring. So just a word of caution there. Don't get too insane, try to put too many enchantments on one thing because there is a limit. I showed you the cloning, showed you the scroll stuff. You can take enchantments and extract them to a sigil stone, although I never really found the need for this because you can just move enchantments around. So why would you want to put it on a sigil stone? It just seems unnecessary. But there you have it. Also, you can stack spell effects. Here's a good example down here. Where is it? Grand Ring of Nidai. This ring already had Nidai on it. You notice it has Chameleon, 120 on Self. Let's put that on right now. As you can see, well, maybe you can't. Not there. I'm in third person. You still can't see my person. This lets you execute the Chameleon glitch or exploit. Which, for those of you who don't know, if you get your Chameleon above 100%, it'll be just like you're invisible without the drawbacks of being invisible. Meaning you could pick up stuff and open doors without, you know, becoming uninvisible. Becoming visible. Uninvisible. Becoming visible. And it's a great thing for thieves. And it's a must-have for... I don't really use it on my paladin, but here on my mage, I always have this handy. Usually because I joined the Dark Brotherhood or something like that. Eventually. One of the reasons I started using this mod is that let's see. A good example would be the throne set armor mod. It gives you a set of throne armor, but it doesn't give you all these pieces. Like the throne armor is just this. It's just like one piece that has all of this in it. And the game only is gonna let you put one enchantment on that. But with this, I can put multiple enchantments on that piece of armor and have it be really cool and useful. I'll never understand why some mod creators do that. They'll create a set of armor that's just one piece. Why? Why? I don't know. Is it easier to do it like that? It must be just easier. But whatever. Also, there are some like there's some mods that this has helped me get through them faster. Saphira's Romance in the Jin's Chamber would be one example of that part where I needed 50 Daedra Hearts and I had a time limit to get them. I got one Daedra Heart and I cloned the other 49 of them. I believe there was one part in Vilia's questline where I had to give her a whole bunch of green stained cup caps. I think I had about 5 of them on hand and I needed 20 or something along those lines. I cloned the other ones and gave them to her because she gets pissed if you don't get them to her relatively quickly. And they are kind of hard to find out in the wilderness. So there you have it, folks. Advanced Magecraft. It's one of the better mods on the Nexus. If you use it responsibly and don't go overboard with it, it can really enhance your gameplay. And it can also ruin it too if you go overboard. So don't try to go overboard. But if you like what this can do, I suggest you check it out. And I don't know, if you're so inclined, vote for it for mod of the month or file of the month. This definitely deserves it. It's a really good idea. I wish there was something like it for Skyrim. It would save me a lot of trouble. Maybe there is, I just haven't found it yet. But there you have it. I'll put a link to it down in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys later.